This conference will
Okay,
now be
put a heading
recorded.
called as wire. Put a heading called as wire. Quickly take some notes. Put a heading called as wire. Right, let me open the PPT for you. We will do some writing work and then we will go ahead with wire service, wire property. Then we will see how to use an impretion on delete method, how to go ahead and use an impretion on on update method. So I'm looking for okay, there we go. The PPT is coming up. Why everything is so slow again? Come on. My presentations are not opening. So it's not responding. LWC wire. PPT. What is going on? Close everything. Okay. Now it's opening up finally. Opening so many. Okay, start writing. Let it come. It will keep on coming. We can't waste the time. Write down. Wire is an inbuilt service. Wire is an inbuilt service. Wire is an inbuilt service to read backend data. Wire is an inbuilt service to read backend data. If somebody asks you what is a wire, right? The answer is it is an inbuilt service in LWC to read SFDC backend data. To read backend data, we have a inbuilt service available called wire, right? Write down the properties of wire. Number one, wire is based on Lightning LWC Lightning Data Service. First property. Once again, I'm starting from zero. Wire. What is in wire? Wire is an inbuilt service to read backend data. That's your answer. How do you call it? We call it by using @wire, right? Next, properties of wire. Number one, it is built on LWC LDS. LWC LDS, Lightning Data Service. Wire is built on LWC Lightning Data Service. First point. Second, right? To use wire, @wire keyword has to be used. To use wire or to call wire, @wire has to be called. @wire has to be called. Right? @wire has to be called. Next. Wire is a right? Wire is a reactive service. Wire is a reactive service. Wire is a reactive service. Remember this. Wire is a reactive service. Next. @wire calls an adapter. Next. @wire calls an adapter. @wire calls an adapter. From Lightning UI API namespace. @wire, right? @wire calls, right? Calls an adapter. Right? From Lightning UI API namespace. Lightning UI API namespace. Right? Next heading, use of wire service. Number one, to get records. Only to get records. Use of wire service is only to get records. Right? Next, second one. First one, to get record. Second, to call Apex method. To get result. The work of wire only is to get. Right? This is the use of wire service. Next, put a subheading. Wire service syntax. Right? Wire service syntax consists of two steps. Number one, importing a wire adapter. And next, wire decorator. Keep writing these all. These are the terminologies that you're hearing for the first time. And in the interview, they will ask you this. Wire is service syntax. How do you use a wire? There are two ways. There are two steps to use wire. Number one, importing wire adapter. Number two, wire decorator. Now, how do you import a wire adapter? Right? Just in front of it, go ahead and say, right, import wire from LWC. Import, the example that you see, import. To import a wire, we write this command, import wire from LWC. You have to use this command. Right? Now, next, wires adapter structure. Put a heading called as wire adapter structure. Wire adapter structure. Right? Wire adapter consists of adapter ID, adapter module, adapter config, and property or a function. It consists of total 4 elements. Wire adapter consists of number one, adapter ID, right? Bracket identifier or hyphen identifier, right? Hyphen identifier. It's a unique number. Every time you call a wire, one unique ID will be generated. One unique ID. That is the reason somebody asked me other day, hey Rupam, I was trying to retrieve multiple data from multiple objects and it's not working. somebody came up with that issue, right? I was trying to go ahead and retrieve multiple data from a multiple object, right? Or I want to connect multiple objects to one lightning component, one LWC component. The problem here is that each wire adapter will establish one unique ID, and that one unique ID will support only one object. Hence, when you're using a wire, if you're connecting to a multiple object, system doesn't accept it. So the reason is that because of the wire adapter being generating one unique ID for the data connection. Why? Because wire adapter is based on LDS, Lightning Data Service. Data service is generating only one ID, and it is connecting to only one object. Even though in the program we have connected multiple objects, whichever object it connects first, the ID generates on that, and the remaining objects are ignored. That is the reason that when you're trying to connect multiple objects, it fails, because there is a unique adapter ID getting generated. So this is a unique adapter ID based on LDS, it gets generated. Adapter ID. Can we control it? No. Can we modify it? No. Can we write a program on it? No. These are all backend it happens. Adapter ID. Next, adapter module. Adapter module. What is this adapter module? It consists of functions, pre-written programs that retrieves the data from Salesforce database platform, from Salesforce platform and Salesforce database. It is an inbuilt program. Adapter module is an inbuilt function, right? It is using namespace as well as various supporting elements, and which cannot be controlled. We cannot control this. How it's doing, what are the programs, right? It is controlling under the LDS, we cannot. Non-visible to us. But there is a module, adapter module. It cannot be configured. So every wire has an adapter module, and that module contains pre-written functions and namespaces. Write down adapter module. Module that contains pre-written functions and namespaces. Pre-written functions and namespaces. Adapter module that contains pre-written functions and namespaces. Next, adapter config. Adapter config. Right? Here we go. This is the one which we can control. What is configuration? Write down. Start writing first. Wire adapter can be configured. Can be configured. Right? Can be configured with a property values. Can be configured with a property values which can either be a string or reference to an object. Wire adapter config, right, can be configured using a value or a string or, right, reference to an object. Any object reference, you can go ahead and you can configure this wire adapter. There are two configurations available in wire adapter. Number one, wire a property. Next, wire a function. Wire a property. Next, wire a function. Wire a property, wire a function. Now, let me show this live in the system. What is a wire a property? What is wire a function? Right? Before, just write small line, wire a property. If somebody asks you, what is a wire a property? Write down. Right? Whenever a wire adapter returns the data, whenever a wire adapter returns a data through a property is called wire a property. Whenever a wire adapter returns a data to a property, we call them as wire a property. Next, whenever wire, write down wire a function. Next one, whenever the wire adapter returns a data to a function, whenever, right, whenever a wire adapter returns the data to a function. We call them as wire function. We call them as wire function. Right? Now let's understand what is this wire. Remember that wire is an adapter. It's a pre-written program. You just need to call them. We can't control this program more. It's something like it's a pre-written method. It's a pre-written class. You just need to call it. It's something like a namespace. You're calling it wire. You can configure the wire using what? Either a property or a function. Only this much control we have. We don't have control on the wire adapter. We don't have a control on the wire adapter ID, but we can program the wire to a certain extent using a property or a function. Wire can be controlled using a property or a function. Now I'll call a wire service and we will go ahead and we will control it with a function with a property today. Let's see this today. And tomorrow, if time permits, or today if time permits, we'll proceed with the impretion methods also. We have done last time create method. I can see here create method we called. Similarly, we will call update method. We will call delete method. Create record. We use this, right? So remember that even wire is also using UI namespace, Lightning UI namespace, Lightning UI API. It's using this. See, create record is an impression. It is also using Lightning UI. Right? In simple word, guys, if you're not able to understand, right, what is this all story is that data service, LIGHTNNG, Lightning data service. Lightning data service has 01, wire. 02, create method. Create, CREAT, create record. Third, update record. Fourth, delete record. That's it. These three are called imperation. Number 2, number 3, number 4 are called as imperation. All these are the part of your LDS only. Remember that, right? Rupam @lt123.com. Passwords CRM1234 hash. Let's hope that we don't get an OAuth error. Verification email has been sent. Okay, let me go ahead and check my Gmail. Let me log into the Gmail. Get a verification code. And there we go. Come on, I'll get timeout there. 48307, copy it. I paste here, I say verify. Right. So Lightning data service, LWC LDS has, right, has 4 predefined program written. Number 1, wire. Number 2, create record. Number 3, update record. Number 4, delete record. All these 4 methods are based on, right, at the rate Lightning LWC UI. All these are based on LWC UI API, application programming interface. This is the namespace. Inside the namespace is nothing but it's a collection of libraries. It's a collection of definition. Inside this LWC UI API, you have these 4 services. Wire is only to get. There is a one more called get record is also there. If you are failing within wire, there's a one more called as get record, which I'll show you also. Get record. So total, we have 4 imperation, 1 wire. All these are based on one called as LWC UI API. The name of the namespace where these definitions are there. All Salesforce data interaction with LWC is inside this namespace called as LWC UI API namespace. LWC UI API namespace. In this, any type of data transfer between an LWC component and Lightning platform is been defined there, right? All the Lightning web component and database interaction can be done only in this 5-way. 1 wire and 4 imperation. These are imperations. IMPERATION, imperation methods. And this one is called wire decorator. The name given is wire decorator. Wire decorator has wire only to get record. Imperation also we can get a record. Rupam, what is the difference between these two then? We'll see as we write. Wire cannot be controlled. It can be controlled only to a limited with a wire a property. Otherwise, wire a function. Wire a property, wire a function. Only these are the two controllings you can do. You can write a wire program. You can decorate the wire with a property or with a function. When I say decorate, it is nothing but overwriting the wire functionality with these two. Now let's do this. I close it. Let's close everything, right? What I'm going to do is today, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and search a record once again with a keyword. This time we'll pass a keyword, right? This time we will pass a keyword, and with the keyword, right, we are going to display the data. Let's do this. Once I do this, you will be able to understand completely end to end. In between, there could be a lot of confusion and ambiguity. So keep waiting, wait till the end. Everything will go good, right? So first, Control-Shift-P, I go ahead and create an Apex class. Apex class, CL underscore 1203 underscore example1 underscore SEAR search ACC, search account. Let's say that, or search contact, anything, CONTACT. Let's search contact, because last time we did account. So now I'm taking search contact, right? I press enter. There we go. I'm creating an Apex class. Apex class got created. I delete the constructor that is there here. I go ahead and write @aura enabled. @AURA aura, right? Enabled. As soon as I write @aura enabled, system will write a method for me. Perfect. Now, what is this method is going to do, right? What is this method is going to do? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's remove this all these things. Let's write ourselves or enabled. Public list of static list of contact. Finally, I want list of contacts. List of contact. Public static list of contact, and the name of the method is bring con. The name of the method is bring con. In this, I will pass a string, string string, SEAR search key. I'm passing a string. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare string search key SK is equals to, right, percentage plus whatever the search key that you're passing from the Lightning web component, plus to this, I'm adding percentage. This I'm going to use in my SOQL program. SK equals to, if you give Rupam percentage, If you give a percentage, that means anywhere a can be there in the name anywhere. That is what I want to use as a wild card. Return, return, return. Return what? I'm directly returning it. Select ID, comma, first name, comma, last name, comma, email, comma, phone, from, contact table, where, first name, like, sk, sk. Anybody has any question on the class and the method? Anybody has any questions on the class and the method? Why I'm writing it? Right? So if you give a keyword called a, that a will come in the search key. With that, I'm saying percentage a percentage, and that I'm passing it to my SQL query. Wherever the last name is a percentage a, that means if the, sorry, first name. So wherever the first name contains a, system will pick up those data and will return. Anybody has any questions? Remember that whenever you're using a wire service, you have to use a keyword called cacheable true. cacheable, cacheable equals to true. This we didn't use in Lightning. Only in LWC you have to use cacheable equals to true. Cacheable equals to true. Over. Any questions before I create a Lightning Web Component? Anybody has any questions before I go ahead and create a Lightning Web Component? Right? Anyone has any questions? All good? Yes, sir?
Open.
Right? Perfect. Now, Control Shift P. Create a Lightning Web Component. LWC, today's date, 12/03 underscore example1 eg1 underscore, right, wire a property or function. I'm going to show you both together. Right? What is the importance of cacheable? Right? Definitely. The word cacheable or cacheable is used to temporarily store the data in the cache memory. That means first the system is going to go to the cache memory and try to see if the data is available. If not, then only it's going to call this method. If the data is available in the local L2 cache of Salesforce platform, it is going to retrieve the data from there so that the LWC works faster. Remember that LWC is a third-party component, even though it's a built-in Salesforce, but they are not a Salesforce components actually. They are built on Java and DOM. They are an external component. Hence, they makes an external call. To make this component faster, right, Salesforce is using cacheable keyword. The word cacheable keyword will buffer or will retrieve the data from the cache or cache memory. If the data is not immediately available in the cache memory, in such case only system will go ahead and call bring con. By this, there are advantage, there are disadvantage. Advantage is that the data will be refreshed fast. Disadvantage is that sometime updated data are not refreshed. There are 4 contacts. It got refreshed. You create a 5th one. You go ahead and refresh LWC, 5th one will not come through because system is reading the data from the cache. In the cache, there are only 4 contacts. After certain seconds, there's a cache duration. Then the method calls. So there is a advantage, disadvantage. Can I skip it? No, you cannot say it false. You have to true, then only it works. Right? Next, what is that? In a SQL statement. Got it, Sushma? Why it's cacheable is used? Right? Now let's come to the Lightning component. Here, let me take it. Right? I will show you both as I told you. Right? Wire a property, wire a function. So here, first one, W-I-R-E, wire a, first one, I will show you wire a property, right? I'm taking two notes so that you understand. Next, I will show wire a function.
Sir, Rupam wire spelling.
And that's okay. That's anyhow, it's a comment, no? It's a comment. It has nothing to do with the programming anywhere because I have taken commented. So it's a comment. It's just for your understanding. Anyhow, that's okay. Fine. So now we are going to write a program. From here, the things you have to watch the spelling. Lightning card. Lightning card. Right? Title. Title equals to WIRA, wire a property. Wire a property. Now, how I'm going to display the data? Do you want to use a data table or do you want to use iterator or for each? You decide, I will do it.
Data table.
You want to go ahead with the data table, everyone? Yes or no? Or you want to go with iterator or one with iterator, one with the data table? Choice is yours.
Yeah, we'll try both, Rupam.
Okay. Okay. So let's try both so that you will get a flavor of both. So first, I'm going to show you with the iterators. How to write an iterator? Right? Template. Because this is the place where you'll fail. Data table is quite easy. You know that lightning hyphen data table, right? Data table command is easy, but this iterator commands are quite tough. More and more you have to write iterator commands, right? Last time, if I remember, I showed you data table. Did I or did I not? Yes. Did I show you the data table in LWC? Yes.
Yes.
Right. So you can see that the data table is quite easy. We will do the data table when we come to the update. There I will have a data table and we will update the data in the table. So anyhow, now let's look on the template. Template. This is how you write an iterator. Template. Template what? Template for each. Where is the data? All right, here we go. Here is the go. Now, right, my data. Here I will say, right, you can use any keyword. Let's say that my data. My data. Template for each equals to my data dot data. This word you cannot change it, guys. Remember that. Data is a keyword, but this my data you can say root dot, or you can use small also. Root dot. You can change the first one, but you cannot change the name of the second one. Remember that. Data is a keyword, right? For item. For each for item. One data will be called as contact data, CD, and I want to display that CD. How to display? With a paragraph tag, right? I want to display CD. I also did this, if you remember. This also I did this. CD. What do you want to display? I want to display CD dot first name. I want to display CD dot first name. I want to display CD dot first name. Next, here in the paragraph, you have to give the ID. Key is required. Remember that. Key is equals to, right? Key is equals to, right? Remove the colon. Key is equals to CD dot ID. This is the way we display. This is the way we display. Template for each. This is a loop. Template for each. This template has to be shown. I'm Control X. I'm doing more now. I will say template. Template what? I'll use one more. If true. That is aura if you remember in lightning, it is equal to aura if. Here, template if true. If true is equals to what? If true equals to a function. What is that? I said root.data. If there is a data, then only display the data. Now I will put it inside this. Template if true root.data. If the root contains the data, then only go ahead and display the data, or else I will do the else part also. Keep watching. That is the reason I told you data table is easy. Whereas these iterators are quite tough. We don't remember them. That is the reason, right? I'm trying to do the tough piece rather than doing a data table. Data table is very simple, right? Lightning data table. You need what? You need the key field. You need the data. You need the column. That's it. Over, guys. There's nothing big deal in that. Next, suppose there is error. Let's assume. Then I will say template. Template what? If true, template. In the template, I'm saying if true, not false, I'm taking, both I'm taking. If true what? If root.error. Suppose there's an error, then I will display a message. There was an error displaying the data. Please try again. Please try again. Right? And then I'll give a paragraph tag. Then I'll scroll down and I will say error is equals to show me the error. Right? Directly show me the error. So I will say root.error. Show the error message. Show the error message. Root.error. Why Rupam? Root.error. Because everywhere I'm taking root, R-U-P. Root.error. System will show the error messages. Right? This is how you display a data or an error in LWC component. This is how you go ahead and display an error, right? Or a data in an LWC component. Anybody has any questions before I proceed forward to the ES module? ES module. I'm in wire property. Same thing, I can copy it and I can paste it here also. Right? Which I'll do later. As of now, leave it. Control Z. I'm in wire property. Let me show you what is the wire property first comes. Control S on the keyboard. Remember that root.data, root.error. Now I come here to my Lightning web component ES module. I come to my JavaScript. First step, import. Import what? Import the method name. What is that? Bring con. Import bring con. From where? From @Salesforce Apex slash. What is the class name? Here is the class name. Class name, right? Class name dot. What is the method name? Method name is bring con. Like this, you have to import. Next, I have to import wire. I can copy this line and I can paste it here again, and I can say import wire, W-I-R-E. Like this, I can do it. You can have two imports. Or no, Rupam, we don't want this way. In that case, you can say comma wire. Import, right? Import, right? Comma W-I-R-E. You can use like this also. Both are same. Both are same. But Rupam, can I put this line 3 in line 1? No, because this is coming from LWC and this is coming from Apex, so you can't mix them. Wire can be mixed with LWC UI. I told you these are all part of UI namespace. That's the reason I can club them together. But the line number 3 method, I cannot club them because that is not coming from UI. That is coming from Apex. Done. 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 Now, how to use a wire? At the rate. Sorry.
Line number
semicolon. Yep. Correct. Semicolon. There we go. Now, how to use a wire? At the rate wire. You have to use all small. Don't write anything in cap. W-I-R-E. At the rate wire. Wire what? Keep watching. This, it's different now. At the rate wire. Wire what? Immediately the method. Bring con. Bring con. In the method, you have to pass parameter. Like this you have to pass. You have to pass a parameter in a JSON format. What is the parameter? Right? Oh, by the way, we didn't put a parameter, right? Lightning card. Come on, what we are doing, guys? I need to have a button. I need to have so many things here. Lightning card, right? Star, 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 right? SES search, AC search contacts. Star, 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 right? Bold, bold tag. I just want to be in the bold. Search control X inside this. Oh, no. Inside this. Bold. After that, a paragraph tag. Now, I want, right, lightning. LIGHTNING lightning. Hyphen. Input. INPUT input. Lightning input. What do you want? Label. Label equals to enter. SEAR. Search text. Whatever that enter here, whatever you enter, right? Enter search text. I will say, right? On change. On change. On change. What is that? I will go ahead and I will call a function called as, right? INPTXT. Input text. Right? Perfect. Perfect. Right? That's okay. Done. Now, copy this. I want to store this variable here. Right? Wait. First, INPUTTXT. Input text. I declared a variable. Next, before I write a wire and everything, let's remove everything. Let's start from 0, right? You have to capture the data that you have taken here. So input on change, come here, right? This is a function. This is a function like this, event, capture the data. This dot input text is equals to, what is that? What is the command, guys? What is the command?
in.target.value.
Correct. Event.target.value. To capture always an input, you have to use this event.target.value. Whatever the text you have entered, it's captured in this input text. Once it's captured, now my data is captured. First one, I'm showing you wire a property. This is wire a property. Next, I will show you wire a function. Wire a function. Now we are doing only wire a property. So let's come here. How to wire a property? You will just say @wire, right? @wire. @wire. In this, the method name, bring con, comma, you have to pass the keyword. In the method, the keyword is called search key. I copy it. I come here, search key, right? Key value. Remember that if you directly say input or this dot input, it will not take. Here you cannot use this dot. You have to say input with a dollar. That's the only difference. Dollar stand for a field reference. If you don't put dollar, then every time it will search with a keyword input in the database. Keyword input in the database. Keyword input in the database. Immediately after that, you have to say root. Root. All the data will be given to the root. And that root I'm using here. That root I'm saying root.data, root.error. What is a root? Is it root is a variable? No, I didn't declare a variable called root. Here the variable is input text. Then what is this root? Root is a property. Root is a property. Root is a property. Root is a property. Control S. Guys able to understand? Yes or no?
Rupam, 10th line
Here also
semicolon.
semicolon. Yeah, I've seen that. Yes, I know. Everybody is able to understand, right? Yes or no? I know it's confusing because first time you're watching. Yes, others able to understand? Yes or no? This is wire property where you're using a wire adapter. You are wiring a method. To the method, you are passing the variable. After that, the wire will return the data to this property only. This property can be directly used in the HTML. Root.data, root.error. That is how it is used. Control S on the keyboard. Now it is the time for us to deploy this. Control Shift P, deploy this to the source org.
Button.
No, we don't need button. Don't worry. I'll tell you why we don't need button. That's okay. Now I come here, right? Control Shift P, deploy this to source org. Let's hope that there is no error at all. If I have not done everything right, now I copy this, rename. I copy the name. Perfect. Let me go ahead. Let's log into your Salesforce. Login.salesforce.com. Right. Login. So I say Rupam @lt123.com. Password CRM1234 hash. Let me log in. Going to say the password? No, never. I click on setup. I click on developer console. In the dummy app, I remove this and I put today's one. Control S on the keyboard. I click on preview. If I've not made any mistake, things should be working good and fine. Right? Wire a property, search contact. I will go ahead and I will say A. See, automatically system has given Sheen, Jack, Pat, Andy, Stila, Lauren, Barbara, right? Arthur, AA. Any name is there? Only one is there. AR. See, Barbara, Arthur, Siddhartha, right? AR is there in that name. See, system is searching. I just displayed the first name. I can put a table here also. Lightning data table. I can create contacts. I can create columns and everything. See, Immediately system is searching the keywords that I'm entering. B, see, R, or R, Rose, Lauren, right? O, U, see, my name is getting displayed, Rupam. See, what we did wire a property. Error is not coming up because if roop.data true, yes, then display what? First name. Displaying first name. Displaying first name. Displaying first name. Right? You want to display last name? Display last name also. cd dot last name. Last time I did that. Similar format, if you remember. Right? I gave a logo also here. Last name like this. LAST, last name. Last name is this. Like this. You can go ahead. Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Right? You can come here now, refresh the component. R, see, Rose, last name Gonzalez. U, Rupam, last name Chakravarti. So the way you want, you can put them in a data table, which is quite simpler. You just create a column and set the columns. Use it. Whatever we have written a component now, this is wire a. This is called wire a property. Now I'm going to write wire a function. Let's do this. In wire a function, this roop is a property. Remember that. Once again, I'm repeating this word. Roop is a property. What is this roop, Rupam? Is it a variable? No, it's a property. See, whenever I highlight the roop, it says it's a property. It's not a variable, right? It's a property. Now, right, a property can be directly used in the HTML. Now I'm going to write wire a function. I will declare two things. My data. Now I'm declaring a variable. See that. My data is a variable. My error. These are two variables I declared. See, earlier to store the data, I don't need a variable. Property is enough. But now I'm declaring a variable. I'm declaring a variable. I come here. Let me go ahead and do this. @wire. Everything will remain same. Let me copy from here itself directly. Everything is same, but except, right? So what is this? I search a keyword. After this, I will not write this. I will write a function here. How do you write a function? How do you write a function? You have to give a name of a function. FUNRUP. I'm giving a function name called funRoop. Function roop. Function roop. This is how you write a function. Function. This is how you write a function. Everyone knows it. Yes. This is how you write a function. See the difference. Roop, here funRoop. In this, there are two variables. ERROR error, comma, DATA data. Can we change the name? No, we cannot. Function roop, see. Now you can write a program. I have to write a program to transfer the data to my data because here there is no more property. This is not a property. This is a function. Whereas roop is a property. Whereas function funRoop is a function. Now I go ahead. I start writing a program. If what? If data is equals to true. If data is equals to true, that means there is a data. Actually, I don't need to write like this also. I can just say if data. That's enough. I don't need to say equal to true. Then assign the variables, assign the data. This dot my data is equals to this dot my data is equals to data. Whatever is there in the data, pass it to this. If else if what is that? Error. Then this dot, I have declared a variable called error. Store the error in the error variable equals to err or error. Else this dot my error is equals to an unknown error occurred. Please try later. If you can't capture the error also, suppose it's not error, data is also not there. If data is there, it will assign to data. If not, if there's error, it will go ahead and put error. Error also not there, data also not there, then the message is an unknown error has occurred, please try later. Now you see the difference between wire a property and wire a function. Here roop is a property. Here fun roop is a function. You're writing a program inside the function. Guys, able to understand? Yes or no, sir? The whole class looks to be silent.
Yes, sir.
Others able to understand?
Yes, Rupam.
Little bit, 50%. 50%. Wire a property, wire a function. Here, this is the property. Whereas this is it's a function, it's a method. Function and method are same. In Java, we call them as function. In Apex or Oops, we call them as method. Both are same. It's a method, you can see. It's a function. See, method or a function. Function, fun row. It's a function. There is no property word is coming up. Here, if you see, put your mouse, it comes property word. That is the reason I told you. Wire a property, this is wire a function. Now, how to use this here? Come here. Right here, I will start writing program. I'm not disturbing the above program. I will say lightning cart. Lightning cart. Title equals to. What is this? Title equals to wired a function. Wire a function. Right? Wire a function. Let the search key be the same. Same search key I'm entering. I'm not once again creating a search key here. I will just display the result. Right? I will just display the result. Let me go ahead with template if true only. If you want, after this, I can write a data table. Right? So, how to do this? Template. Right? If true. True what? Here, I have to use the variable that contains the data. Where is the variable? My data. My data. If there is a data, then template. Now, by now, you should be able to understand how to write this template. Template. For each. From where? From my data. From each. my data. Every for each should have what? For item. For item. And each will be called MD, my data. Each will be called MD. Same thing what I did on the top, same thing I'm doing in the down. Right? Result also will be same. There's no difference in the result. Next, paragraph tag. Paragraph tag. What do you want to display? I want to display first name. First name is equals to MD dot first name. MD dot first name. Next, last name. What is that? MD dot. Oh, small. MD dot last name. Next, email. Email. I want to display the email also. MD dot email. You need to have a key here. Key. Key is equals to. Key is equals to. What is that? MD dot ID. Over guys. Same way, error. Right? Template. Template is template. If true. What is that? My error. There is a variable declared in case if there is an error. If that variable is not empty, my error, then display the error message. As simple as that. ERR or error message. Error message. Error message. Error message is my error. My error. Control S. Over guys. Now both wire a property, both wire a function, both have same representation. But you see that while wire a property is so small, wire a function is big. Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Both will give a result. There is no difference. Rupam, what is the output? Right? Refresh. Wire a property, wire a function. Right? Error message. Right? Did we do there something? Okay, not a problem. Let's see. Let's see. A. My wire property is working, my function is not working. Let's see. Error message. What it sorry? Where did we make a mistake? Right, let us see. Template if true. Right? My data for each, I'm calling it as MD, MD.ID, MD.first name, perfect. If there's error, then system will display the error message. Looks like that starting itself there's error. Let's go ahead. Let us see. Wire. Bring on search key, and there is a dollar, the input text, the search key that we have, the search key that we capture, that I'm using it here. Perfect. The search text.
Once function declare, we have to call the function, right?
No, not required. The function will be called automatically by the wire itself. Right? The function group. Right? Here we go. The function group. It has, okay. This has to be in a curly bracket. My mistake. These two are system variable. They has to be in a curly bracket, guys. Remember that. These two has to be in a curly bracket. These two variables has to be in a curly bracket. Clear? Control S. That could be the problem. Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. All right, let us see now. Hope that I made a right program. Otherwise, we have to debug and we have to find error message. An unknown error has occurred. See, at the time of loading, right? That is the main thing that I want to show you. First, let's execute, then I'll explain. See, both are giving the same data. Wire a function and wire a property. Seen, or I will say Rupam, RU. See, by the way, my error is also coming up. Rupam, why this error is coming up is a question. I'll tell you the reason. Right? Unknown error has occurred. Please try later. Nothing has happened, but still. See, first ignore the error message as of now. RU Rupam, last name Chakravarti. You see that first name Rupam, last name Chakravarti, email I might not have. That's the reason it's not populating. Right? S, see, rose@edge.com. So both wire a property, both wire a function is working. Both are giving the same data. Now let's understand why I have this error message. Why you have error message is that as the page loaded, right, there was no data. There was no data. Data was null. If there is a data, no. This function is called immediately. I don't need a button. These functions wire, and you cannot call them inside a button. Remember this. You cannot call them inside the button. These are constructor. These are constructor type of methods. They get initialized automatically. You don't need to initialize it. You don't need to call it. Wire get initial is a self-initialized method. Write one point in the note. Wire service is a self-initialized method. It's a self-initialized function or a method. As soon as the initialization happens, there is no keyword, then there is no data. If data is populated, no. If error, no. Data is also not there at the time of loading, error is also not there. Then it has come to the else statement. And to this variable, my error variable, I have set an unknown error has occurred. As the page load, data is not there, so it will come out of the if statement. Is error is there? No, it will come out of the if statement. Error is also not there. Finally, else statement. So at the page load, data, because you have not typed A, B, C, R, you have not typed anything. It's a data null. If there a data is there, then it will come to this block. But now the data is not there. Else if error is also not there. Finally, it's going to the else, and it's what is the value that has been set to this variable? To this variable, this value is set. An unknown error has occurred. And now I come here, right? If, right, template if true, my error. Already at the time of loading, right? Already, see, my error. If my error contains data, show the data. Yes, my error has a data now. What is the data? This is the data we have set to the my error. So if the my error has a data, system is showing the data. And that is the reason when you type R, it is reflecting data, it's giving the data, as well as the my error is showing the error. Guys, able to understand why the error is coming? Yes or no, everyone? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Can you
As
repeat
the
once again,
page,
please?
yes, once again, I'm repeating. As wire services are called at the time of loading, we don't need a button to call them. As this component loaded immediately, in the search, there was no keyword. Hence, if there is no keyword, this wire is not returning any data. There's a blank data. Only when data is there, there are two variables, my data and error. My data is assigned. Neither there is error. No error at all. Because blank. My error is blank. Else, neither data is there, neither error is there. Finally, where it's coming, an unknown error has occurred. And here, in this, as the page load, a data a string has been assigned. What is that? An unknown error has occurred, where my data is blank. Now, this is already one data has been assigned called my error, and that remains there itself. Our container already we have assigned this, and that I'm displaying on the screen. If true what? My error. My error means a container data unda. Is there a data in the container? Yes, then show the data. So every time, right? Because at the time of loading itself, this has been assigned this value. And hence, what is happening? Even if you search, right? Whenever the page loads, I'm loading the page, right? I'm reloading the page. You didn't enter any search text. So there is no data. There is no error. Else statement. Error message, my error is been assigned to this. Is my error contains data? Yes, then display. It's displaying it. Now, we are not changing my error. You're typing R. My error is still showing error message. Because our data manam tiyaledu. Adi our container lo undipoyindi. And every time it will show like this. In simple word, to handle this, we don't need this else statement. Delete. We don't need this else statement. I don't need the else statement. That's it. Control S, Control Shift P, fix this. So if there is a data, show the data. If there is error, show the error. If that error is populated, then only show on the screen. If error contains data, now the error, neither data has a data, neither error has error. On the screen, nothing will be displayed. But in case if there's error, then error will be displayed. In case there's a data, data will be displayed. So there we go. Next time when I refresh, everything is fixed. Nothing will come. Blank, see? As I type keyword, it will display the data. It will display the data. Suppose the system encounters an error, LWC, while fetching, while getting, then only the error will be displayed. Understood now? Yes or no, guys? Whatever I'm teaching you, whatever I'm trying to show you, whatever I'm trying to explain you. Yes, everyone? Anybody has any questions, confusions? Right? Tell me, guys.
Rupam, why we will get
Yes.
the error? Because whatever we are searching, that only we'll get into the picture, right? And from where we will get the error? Like, what is the
When the error
situation
will
where?
come? What is the situation, right? The situation is that I told you LWC is an external component. LWC is an individual component. It's not a Salesforce component. It is a neutral component. This will make an external call. All these are API call, application pro. These are not internal calls. These are external, something like a third party calling Salesforce. Sometime, right, while this call goes on, right, there could be, while calling, there could be error, right? This component might not be able to call Salesforce platform. The platform is busy. In such case, it will return the error saying that, right, Salesforce is taking too much time to respond, right? Timeout error. Rarely we get it. Timeout error. Platform is still busy in processing something. There's a timeout error. In such scenario, the errors will come. Otherwise, 99.99% errors will not come. Clear? Yes.
Got it, Rupam.
Right. You don't need to write the error piece also. If you don't like it, delete this piece also. Done. Oh, I missed one bracket. Else, this piece you can delete. No issues at all. This is called wire a function, wire a property. Anybody has any confusion? Right? Now, can you do the data table, or do you want me to do the data table? Will you do the data table?
Yep, we will try.
Right? It's nothing. Lightning data table, key field ID, data equals to my data. Here's the data stored, my data. In the my data, I'm storing data. My data, column, go ahead and declare the column. That's it. Come here, right? Here, create the columns. Columns has to be created here, right? We still have a 5 minutes though, so we can do it. const constant col something call equals to otherwise, okay, we still have 5 minutes, so let's complete it. Column. How to write a column function? You have to write in a JSON format. What is that? Label. Label key value. Label equals to first name, right? Next comma. What is the next one? Field name. You have to remember all these things, guys. Colon, right? FIRST, first name. Oh, spelling mistake, NAME. Caps on, caps off, be careful. Over. I can go ahead and I can say type, type colon string. I don't need actually. Like this, columns has to be created. Comma, second column. Comma, third column. Comma, fourth column. Last name. Field name, last name. Next field, email. EMAIL, email. Field name, email. Type, EMAIL. Here the type is important. For name, last name, first name, string. By default, it's string. When I'm రాయపోతే కూడా ఏం కాదు. If you don't write also, no issues. Next, phone. Right? Field name, phone. Type, phone. Right? Type, phone. Phone, email, date, for them type is required. Otherwise, type is not required. My column is over. My column is over. My column is over. Now here I will come. I will say my CLM, my column is equals to my column, whatever the column that you created. My column is COL, assigned to that. COL, I'm using it. Over, guys, columns are over. Data is stored in my data, column is here in column, right? Over, right? Semicolon, I forgot. So give a semicolon, Control S, Control S, right? Control S. Now I will use the lightning data table here. See, right? Below this, I'm saying lightning, right? Lightning data table. I told you this would have been more easy for me rather than writing template. Lightning data table, right? What is that? First one, key field, key field. Key field, always you have to set to ID. Next, right? Data. Second one, data. Where is the data? Data is nothing but my data. My data. Data is nothing but my data. Next, columns. Columns is equals to, what is that? I've already declared a field called as variable called as my column. My column. See which one was easy? Over. If I have not made any mistake, this should be working fine. I would have concluded the class using a data table. It was been easy. Yes, sir.
Flower brackets on my column.
Yeah, that's correct. That is the reason I asked you whether you want me to go ahead with, right? That's okay. It gives yellow sometimes, so let it be. Columns. Columns. Control S. Control Shift P. Deploy to the source org. Now the data will come in the table also. Refresh. Let's see when table will come in the starting. There is a first name is not defined. First name is not defined. Why? Let's go.
That should be type text rupam instead of string.
Type. Type. Okay. Yes, txt text. That's not the problem there. First name, label, first name, field name, FIELD, field name, right? In a JSON format, guys. Come on. Come on. In a JSON format, key value, Control S, Control Shift P, deploy to the source org. Now go ahead and refresh it. Enter. I shouldn't have an error now. See, my column came, my table came. A, automatically the data will be populated in the table also. See, Shane, Forbes, A. Same data. Are you? Same. Wire a property, wire a function, in that there is a table. I told you, table is the most easiest to do it. Only one line. But we went to the toughest because these we use in the real time. Template if true, template for each, for item. That is the reason I was showing you. Clear, everyone? Yes, sir. Tomorrow we will see the remaining. Right? Wire. Done. This we have completed. Right? Get record, not done. Create record. Last class I did last Saturday. Done. Tomorrow we will complete this 2 + 1, 3. We'll complete impression tomorrow. Right? Let me give you the tentative date of your, right? Tomorrow we'll complete impression. Next, here we will start event. 19th we will start event. 13th, tomorrow, we will have impression completed. 19th we will see programmatically and declaratively. 19th. 20th we will see LMS, sorry, PubShop. 26th we will see LMS. 27 we will see Jest. Probably, right? By 27th we should have your last class. Tentative date. In case we miss or we see that we are going slow, then the last class would be somewhere about 2nd. So either 27th or 2nd or 3rd. Right? We'll cover Jest, LMS, PubShop, Singleton. Oh, there's a PubShop also there. PubShop also will cover. It'll get covered. Don't worry. We'll look at it. And then we will see, right? In one of the class, we will see LWC versus Aura. LWC migration. How do we migrate to LWC component? LWC debug. How can we debug LWC? All those will cover. Tentative 27th or 3rd, we should be able to complete. I will try to complete on 27th itself because 3rd I'm little doubtful. 2nd and 3rd. So if required, right, 19th or 19th, 20th classes could be a little bit longer, right? Little bit lengthier, maybe half an hour I might extend, right? So that we try to complete the things by 27. Clear, guys? Right, Shushma, how should we know when to use wire property, when to use wire function? Good question. Whenever you want to take the data as is, whenever you want to take the data as it is coming from the source, we use wire property. Whenever you want to filter the data and pick up the data as per your need, source is giving 1000, but I don't want 1000. Let it give 1000, but from the 1000, I will write a program to segregate the data into 3-4 variables. Then you use wire function. Whenever you don't have a data segregation, then we use wire property. Directly it is dumped in this, and I'm showing all the data that it received, good, bad, everything I received, I want. No, Rupam, I want to go ahead and segregate the data into 3 buckets. and I want to show in 3 different tables. One data, contact only, but I want to segregate. That is the homework I'm going to give you now, right? Based on city, I want 2 tables to be created. Hyderabad table, other table. All the contact belongs to Hyderabad has to be displayed on Hyderabad table. Other than Hyderabad city, all the other contacts has to be displayed on the other city table. 2 tables has to be there. Tell me, what will you use? Will you use wire a function or you will wire a property?
Wire function.
You will use wire a function. As simple as that now. Because in wire a property, you can't segregate the data. But in wire a function, you can write a program to segregate the data. So whenever you want data segregations, whenever you want to write further data logic, in that case, we use wire a function. If you want to use the data as it is given from the source, then we use wire a property. Got it, Sushma? When to use wire a property, when to use wire a function? Clear? Right? Now write down the homework. Right? Write a wire function. Write a wire. I'll not say wire a function. Write a wire to retrieve data from case table. To retrieve data from case table and display in 3 tables by origin. Phone, email. What was the other one? Whenever you go to case, phone, email. I'll give you 1 minute. Service module by origin. All the cases has to go to the case. All the case by origin. Email will come in the email table. You'll create 3 tables. Cases by email, cases by phone, cases by, right? I click on new. Here it is. Phone, email, web, or by priority, high, medium, low, anything. Go by priority then. Go by priority. All the high cases, all the medium cases, all the low cases. 3 table has to be there. 3 table has to be there. Now create some dummy cases, right? And I don't want to pass any keyword. As soon as the page load, immediately the cases has to be populated in 3 tables. It has to be done. Everybody understood the homework? Yes, sir. Clear? Homework is clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Only one. Yes. What about others? Sleeping? Or you guys are?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, Rupam.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So try to do that using wire a function. You cannot do with wire a property. So you have to use wire a function. Inside the function, create 3 variables. My data high, my data low, my data, what is the thing? Medium. Write a program to assign the data to each. And then use 3 data tables there. Right? That's it. We'll meet tomorrow at this, right? At our regular time. Whatever the time we have, 8:30. Or not 8:30, 9:30 tomorrow, Sunday, no, 9:30. Right? And we'll continue with imperations. Till then, thank you. Have a nice and wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.